the Western birth. Either Lord Shiva himself is in his final birth, or you are Lord Shiva himself. If you can learn about Lalita Ma Tripur-Sundari. This tantra has a very popular significance, and if you are able to hear it, perhaps it is the mother herself who desires it. Today, we discuss the great teachings of Lalita Ma Tripur-Sundari. I think this is the most profound, most detailed video on the subject, and whatever I have explained from the scriptures and my experience is not included in the video. We will discuss the meanings of her names. The Sahasra Nama mantra, Shri, Yantra, and Mantra, all of which have many names such as Rameshwari, Lalita, Shri, Vidya, Raj, Rajeshwari, Shodashi Pusundari, etc. And each name holds depth. One of her names is Shodashi. This means she appears as if she is 16 years old, and she is never greater than 16, eternally. Lord Vishnu, who is the masculine form of the mother, is always depicted as being 16 years old. I have explained how the mother and Lord Vishnu are one and the same energy. But in this video, I have received so few comments from the followers of this work that you wouldn't believe it. However, it is also true that Madirar Rayani Govind is the embodiment of the divine. Sisterhood means that Lord Vishnu has a sister, as both brother and sister are born from the same source. Therefore, he, who was a great yogi from South India, also wrote about the masculine and feminine forms of each other. In your Ratnatraya examination, the number 16 is symbolic. The moon has two phases, which means two sides, Shukla and Krishna, and each phase has 15 tithis. The moon rotates 12 degrees in one day, which is called one tithi. Therefore, in 15 days, it rotates 180 degrees, meaning it moves to the opposite side, and then the first tithi begins again. However, this time, it is the other side, meaning the second side, and similarly, after another 15 days, it rotates 360 degrees. So, based on this, the moon has 15 phases that we observe as it waxes and wanes. From full moon to full moon, or new moon, it spans 15 days, and that is why the 15 phases of the moon are discussed, illustrating how it is born, grows from a child to an adult, and then ages. And then it disappears. This is like a cycle. November 15th symbolizes this repetitive cycle that continues. We are born, grow up, and die. Then we are born again, and everything is revolving in this cycle. That is why it is called the world. The world means the cycle of birth and death, the beginning and the end. But goddess Shodashi is the 16th. She has transcended this cycle. When you reach the 15th, the cycle starts again. She is the 16th. She has exited this cycle, and so has Vishnu. That is why he is called Chakrashwari. She is the mistress of this cycle. You know, everything from the subtle to the gross, to galaxies, is bound in this cycle. I am a student of science, and if you are too, you will understand the depth of this. The moon revolves on its own, and also orbits around the Earth. The Earth and other planets rotate on their axis and revolve around the Sun. The Sun also rotates on its axis and revolves. In fact, our entire solar system revolves around the center of the Milky Way at a speed of about 828,000 kilometers per hour. You are in this world because of the cycle, due to your mother's menstrual cycle, so things are revolving. Those who have exited this cycle are called Chakrashwar, the lord of the cycle. This is the meaning of Shodashi. Her name is also Lalita. Lalita means playful, someone who enjoys playing. Once you exit this cycle, you realize that it is all just a game. We used to play cricket in childhood. No matter who won or lost, the game would start again, and we would play every day. It is just like that. Then you are called an avatar. The meaning of avatar is not understood. Look, avatar means one who has come down from above, but we have not understood its subtlety. We assume that there is some Vaikuntha above, and the earth below, and whoever comes down from Vaikuntha is an avatar. But our scriptures do not say that God resides above. Our scriptures say that God resides within us. Our core, our higher reality, is God. Avatar means one who has transcended this cycle, touched their higher self, and having touched it, has come back down. The cycle has returned, but now he knows that this is a game, a play. Therefore life is called a play, because they are just playing here. For instance, Siddhartha, Gautama was not in form, but when he became Gautama Buddha, he reached his highest level, which is Shiva, and then he descended in this cycle for the salvation of people, becoming an avatar. Understand that everyone who has reached above and then descended is an avatar, enjoying this game at their own will. However, you are neither playing this game at your own will, nor have you experienced your higher self, so you cannot yet be called an avatar. There is no other difference. Lalita means one who plays. Now, Kameshwari is referred to as Kameshwar in the scriptures, and their highest form is Suchchanda Bhairav. When he looks at himself in the mirror, the reflection he sees is his wife, Kameshwari. Look, Kama means desire. My wish is that you all come to know yourselves. The word Kama comes from Kama. So, in Tantra, it is said that it was the will of Lord Shiva. He desired to experience his own nature. This means that the world is trying to see its own sweetness, like honey. I have explained this in detail in my book, Shiva Sutra, and as soon as it is finished, I will publish it. The nature of Shiva is bliss, and he wanted to experience his bliss. Now, if you want to experience something, you need to separate it from yourself or require a mirror. But even then, the reflection in the mirror is separate from you. As much as that reflection is separate from you, this world is separate from Shiva. And remember, that mirror is also Shiva. This is a bit complex, so I explained it in a video instead of writing, as it would take an hour in the video. This is the meaning of Kameshwari, which is why the goddess is called Kameshwari, and Shiva is called Kameshwar. I am explaining their names because they are a significant part of their identity, and their names have meaning. They were not named arbitrarily, unlike your obstinate names. Our name is Amar Chaturdedi, but he is neither immortal, nor does he have knowledge. A long time ago, the maid who used to come to my house was named Rani. The names of deities are very different from our names. Their names reflect their nature. So here we are understanding not their names, but their nature. The one who is the most beautiful among the three is known as Tripur-Sundari. It is not that simple. The entire universe is created from these three powers. The deities are three: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. There are three states: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, which I have briefly explained in this session. There are three gunas: rajas, tamas, and sattva. There are three Vedas: Rig, Sama, and the Atharva Veda, which was added later. There are three types of people: the ignorant, the prayerful, and the patient. There are three impurities: desire, mind, and illusion. And there are three gates of impurities: lust, anger, and delusion. Brahma has three natures: Sat, Chit, and Ananda. The channels are Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. The three forms of Chitta are Manas, Buddhi, and Ahamkara. So, everything is made from the three powers, which is why we exist. If you pay attention, you feel the heat, you maintain a lightness, you have free vision, and three leaves of the bell tree are present. Now, the meaning of fulfillment is to fill. Tripura is that which is pervaded by the three powers. It exists beyond them, and is also filled within them. This means that these three powers reside within Mother Tripura, and she is their source. Therefore, in my tradition, we refer to the goddess as the Great Trisika, who is greater than these three, and also completes all three, as well as being associated with Tripur-Sundari. The fourth state is the path itself, which tells us that there are 36 elements of Shiva and Shakti. The first two are, however, one and the same. We simply give them different texts for the sake of understanding. However, when we experience these elements in meditation, it is not the case that we first experience the element of Shakti and then do not experience the element of Shiva. We directly go to the elements of Shiva because both are one. The distinction is only logical, which we have created for the purpose of understanding. The third element is the member, or willpower. The fourth is the God element, or knowledge power. So we are coming down from the element of Shiva, then Shakti, then Sadashiv. When we experience this, we are moving from the bottom to the top. In the element of God, all deities come together, which includes our prayers. If we consider the Treta Yuga, God means the one who governs. Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is the sustainer. Rudra is the destroyer. And Maheshwara conceals your true self from you. Then there is Sadashiva, upon whom the mother sits, revealing and bestowing grace upon your true self. Below them come the other elements. I have also explained this in the Shiva Sutra, so when you see the form of the beautiful one that has been created, it is filled with the essence of Swakhandnath, and his consort, Maheshwara, is seated above Sadashiva, who is the third element, and below them are seated under their throne God's essence. That is, Vishnu is not playing a game of supreme versus inferior here. Rather, we are. And Vishnu is not below. This God is also Swakhandnath. There is no difference. This is the essence of non-duality. The argument arises because there is one supreme that is different from the others. So who is the supreme deity? Is it Vishnu? But Sanatan Dharma teaches that every deity is a form of the supreme consciousness of Brahma, which is why I am referring to Sadashiva as Swakhandnath. We have also discussed Swakhandnath in this session, so listen to that. If you haven't heard about them yet, now that you have come to the symbol, take their meditation mantras and meditate. It would be appropriate to understand what meditation mantras are, what a protective shield is, etc., and how to use them. I have explained this in one session, so please refer to that if you haven't seen it yet. If you have already seen it, then now close your eyes and visualize the Kush, flower oil, which embodies the essence of compassion, whose color is as red as the newly risen sun. This color of compassion is filled with waves of compassion, flowing like a stream from their eyes. The noose, goad, and flower arrow are depicted. In one hand, there is the noose, which is a binding rope. In the other hand, there is the goad, which is a spear or a pointed weapon used to control elephants. In the third hand, there is the flower arrow, consisting of 5 beads made of flowers. Japan. In her fourth hand, she holds a bow made of 1 sugar cane, surrounded by the powers of Anima, Mahavidya, and other cities. I meditate on Bhavani, on Tripur-Sundari. The reason behind opening your own self-esteem is the color of the rising sun has been described to them. Look, the color of Shiva has been described as white. Just like camphor, all colors are present within white light. When a beam of white light passes through a triangular prism, we see all the colors. In the same way, the differentiated world, all colors and various objects, are all within that arrow in an unmanifest form. Just as all colors of light are contained within that white light, when it passes through a prism in a triangular form, this world is expressed. It manifests This triangle represents desire, knowledge, and action. Now, when a beam of white light passes through a glass triangular prism, the first color that emerges is red, because the reflective index of the color red is the lowest, and the reflective index is directly proportional to its velocity. The less the refractive index, the more the speed. That's why red light emerges first. The goddess is red, because she is the first to emerge from Shiva. Moreover, when morning comes and darkness ends, it is the red color that is seen first. Similarly, when the light of enlightenment dispels the darkness of ignorance, the realization of power is felt first. Bandalini Shakti is the power that leads to Shiva. Power emerges first from Shiva. Therefore, he is depicted in red. But Bollywood makers keep giving knowledge to Hindus without understanding all this. In their hand, there is a meaning of 80. This is a symbol of attachment. When you become attached to a person or an object, you become bound by it. That goddess is Tripur-Sundari. The goad, meaning, is used to prod elephants, like a spear. This is a symbol of the country. When you dislike someone, when you start to resent the existence of something or someone, this too is bondage. Clinging to anything or running away from anything is both bondage, because both empower the thought in your mind that you are separate from yourself. In the third hand, there are 5 arrows. Some scriptures say that it means to enchant the 5 centers. However, there is another meaning that, I feel, 53 means the 5 tools of Maya, art, detachment, and rhythm. And the 4th hand holds sugarcane. 1. Sugarcane. That is shown to attract elephants. It is a symbol of that imaginary object, which we believe will make us complete once we attain it, and we constantly chase after it. Imagining a connection with someone, believing someone to be your twin flame, or dreaming of buying a Lamborghini or Bugatti car, all of these are like the bow of sugarcane, from which 5 arrows emerge, captivating our 5 senses and leaving us unable to perceive anything else. We never look within ourselves. We just keep searching for completeness outside of ourselves. Look, Mother Kameshwari is the willpower of Shiva. The Shiva Sutra says the same. The willpower is Uma Kumari. The willpower itself is the goddess Uma Parvati. I explained the meaning of Shadashi a few minutes ago, but Shadashi also signifies 1 out of 16. There are 16 types of shadows within us, and this model states in psychology. Let me explain. First, the desire for power. Second, freedom. Third, curiosity. Fourth, acceptance from people. Fifth, things, to be organized in a systematic manner. It desires to accumulate. The 6th wish, money, a car, or people's praise. 7th is the desire for respect. 8th is idealism. 9th is social connection. 10th is the desire to have a family, including my own children. 11th is the desire for revenge. 12th is the feeling of vengeance. 13th is romance. And 14th is the desire to enjoy food. I am also happy with 14 statuses, the 15th being the desire for physical activity, play, and the 16th being the most important, peace in life. All your desires can be categorized into one of these 16 desires. Mother Lalita accepts the desires of the devotees of Sundari. In this path, worldly desires are not viewed as obstacles. In worship, where there is the Sri Chakra and the Sri Yantra, which we will understand in the next session. If you worship the chakra from the outside in, it will lead you towards liberation. And if you do it from the inside out, it fulfills your worldly desires. But if you look at going from the inside to the outside and coming from the outside to the inside, on the big screen, both are the same thing. If you are digging a pit somewhere, a mountain is also being formed alongside it. It is like a loop. The farther you run, the closer you will get. You will reach where you started. Therefore, practices were also done to fulfill worldly desires. Their practices have created attachment in the practitioner's mind. And then, only one desire remains, the desire to know oneself. We will learn about the practice of Sri Vidya and its introduction in the next session. That's all for today.